I'm in a trunk, and I'm your host, Mike. My discussion today is with...
1,000 Mile Fall!
And this is Music Talks. Good enough. What is 1,000 Mile Fall?
That's a good question. You'd have to talk to my good friend and guitar player here, Al.
Hello, I am good friend and guitar player Al.
Everyone say hello, good friend and guitar player Al.
Hi. Yeah, what is 1,000 Mile Fall?
Sure.
It's a musical group of 4 people I would consider friends, and we all play music together of the very heavy variety, but there's some harmonies and melodies, sort of. He's the drummer, and he plays really hard and fast, and that's the singer, and he yells really loud and very aggressively sometimes. Jared, over there, he likes to play bass, and he plays it very well. And like I said, I'm the good friend and guitar player of all these 3 guys, and it's really just our heart and soul in an instrument and then into a computer, because we go to a studio with a computer.
Wow.
Makes the
Do you
music.
have the computer play the instruments like Polyphia?
Oh, I wish. No, not really. Unfortunately, it's us. It's us, unfortunately. Yeah, Evan makes us play our own instruments. It's
Fucking
grueling.
same. Wait a minute. I have a question for you all. So, what is 1,000 Mile Fall? What are your origins?
All right. Yeah, our origins.
Let the drummer talk. That's the good decision.
Yeah, we all just like playing metalcore and heavy stuff. We all got together and wanted to keep it going.
All right. This has been my interview with 1,000 Mile
That's
Fall.
it. We'll be back every Tuesday with Mike here. And so me and Jesse were the ones who actually started talking about making the band together. We were both leaving bands, which is a funny story because I was in a band with Jared quit the band. He
Became Steve.
He didn't want to do it anymore. Quit the band, became Steve, and then started on this new journey with a band called Joystack. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother interview. But
Is Joystack findable?
Yeah, you can find Joystack on all the streaming services. It's Jared's solo project, but and it's really great. Jared can play like every fucking instrument, and we're pretty lucky to have him play bass. But basically, I've been jamming with Jared my whole fucking life since I was like 10 probably. We started that first band, 10. And then on and off again, we'd always go different ways because, fucking we live different lives. And but the music always brings us back together. But me and Jesse were both leaving bands. Jesse was leaving a band called In the Key of Suffering. And I was leaving Last Ones Alive, so we wanted to make a band, and our first prospect for guitar player was Alec, and I shouted him down on the street, delivering pizza.
Do you play guitar?
I was like, yo, play guitar in my fucking band, bro.
Yeah, literally, I was at Heathcote's in Auburn delivery driving pizzas, as many of us might find ourselves doing. And John is hanging out of his Golf, a Volkswagen Golf, like half his you see his belly up, like waving, "Join my band," as he's speeding up Court Street, I imagine, delivering pizzas for Domino's. 100% true. And then I messaged him and said, "I heard what you said to me." And then we started a jam.
I had to basically beg him to show up to the first practice, though. It was like he didn't want to do it. We tried this.
You can have all the Domino's pizza you want, man.
We tried this other fucking guy, and oh man, it didn't work out. It did not work out. And so basically, Alec finally came to practice, and then we had our buddy Isaac worked out to play bass, and then Yeah, the band started in 2018. We played our first show January 1st of 2018, and we really haven't stopped since. And we get tired sometimes and we slow down, but we haven't stopped. And we're about to hit full force, complete force.
Whoa. So how did you know, maybe I missed this. How did you know that this man over here played guitar?
Back in the day, me and Alec had played. Back in the day, me.
Well, I played.
Back in the day,
I played for some other local bands, and I was, I guess, playing in this band Lesser Life out of like Portland, and that was my introduction into kind of like the Wyndham Vet Center scene of
Let's fucking
that
go.
2018 or 2016 kind of time. So it was like we were just doing our heavy like hardcore kind of deal, and we played at live at 212. Hail that place! That place was a legend. In Westbrook, that was a crazy place to play, Brown Street. And that was really the first time I really like met John. So this is way before the pizza delivery fiasco where he yelled at me.
It was 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, 2016, and that was Lesser Life. You can find that video if you look up Lesser Life on YouTube or something. You might be able to find us playing up there.
Great set.
But that was, I guess, where he found me.
Great set, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you did a good one.
Yeah, and then that's where he heard of me, I suppose. And then he asked me to join the band, and I knew Jesse. We went to high school a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I knew
Just a
Al
little
in
bit,
high
though, not a
school.
lot of it.
Like we jammed a few times, like at our buddy Tanner's, and just like messed around a little bit. And like as time went on, it's kind of came full circle because we're all in the music scene. I knew John for quite a while. We were always up to shenanigans and stuff at the shows, and just and like it's been like 10 years in the Key of Suffering. That was my first band. Like kicked ass with that for a while, and then I got kicked out of the band because I went too hard. I drank a lot. I fucked up, but like then like I said, we met up, and John and I, we freaking talked about forming this, and that's how that came to be.
That's awesome. Jesse, the man with the nicest drum set that I'll interview all year. That kit is beautiful.
Oh, thanks, dude.
I just wanted to say that.
It's a cool story behind it too.
Well, I want to hear it because I'm a drummer.
Yeah,
and this is
so-
actually why I'm here.
And I bought it right in front of the Palladium,
Wow.
which was like a place we met up.
Hey,
And-
that's great.
And I bought it, and I lugged it in, threw it in the car, and I looked at the Palladium, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I meant to play music. Yeah, that's what I said.
The last time we were on tour, we played this place in Ardmore, PA, and which is like South Philadelphia, but a little more south. And
Yeah.
Rusty Nail.
oh my
a rusty
God,
day
yeah,
over.
we had to get into this place. They had a locked gate to load in your gear. It was like a locked parking lot.
It
And
was
already
gangster.
just on this abandoned street, but Jesse was, not understandably so is the word I'm looking for. Understandably so. You were very worried about your drum kit getting fucking robbed.
In
That's
South
just called
Philly.
being a drummer.
that's like, it's not cheap, bro. They don't just give them.
You're like, I'm going out of my hometown. Boy, I wish I hope that I come home with my drum kit.
Yeah.
Master lock I bought at Walmart keeps it, from, keeps the stuff safe because that's all we got.
So we now know how you all met. I am curious, throughout your musical endeavors in your side projects, before 1,000 Mile Fall, before Alions, what are your musical influences? What drives you to play music sonically, when you are writing? And who's at the top of your bills personally that sort of influence you in that space?
Start with Jared.
Steve, whenever you're ready.
Back in the day in high school, I really liked like It Prevails. It was a big band. That was when 4 Year Strong came out. Rise or Die Trying, very good. And that was back in the day when music makes you like feel like you're ascending.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
So now I listen to everything now. I can't think of anything off the top of my head I would name now, but
We're really opening your mind. Okay, Jesse.
Yeah. I don't know, like
Send this guy country albums. Okay. New
Yeah.
1,000 Mile Fall coming soon.
I honestly, like, it all started, with like new metal for me, like early in the day, like Slipknot. I liked Korn a lot, honestly, and like, the grooves and stuff. And then, early Parkway Drive was really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked Between the Buried and Me a lot.
That's an
musically.
incredible band.
It does a lot of, like the progressive side of things, Yeah, Every Time I Die has some good moments, dude.
Sure.
They're pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I kind of jump all over the place. I like my hardcore, or like, I even like Knocked Loose and stuff.
Hell
and
yeah.
I just like, I don't know. I mold all these different sounds in my head, and I kind of came up with my own drum sound and everything from everything. So I don't know. Avenged Sevenfold was huge for me back in the day. Like, the Revy was like in my opinion, one of the best drummers.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. I listen to all of it. Classic rock, dude. Like,
I love it. All right, Al.
My turn.
Your turn.
As many as you may guess, my biggest influence is the almighty Kill Switch Engage.
Let's fucking go. My second concert ever.
Yeah. It was like 2006. Music as a Weapon tour with Chimera, Disturbed, Kill Switch.
Holy fuck, I was
Lil
there.
Kunakoyo.
I was there.
Yeah.
Everyone was there.
I went with your cousin David. Yeah.
30. So how old
Dave,
are you, Mike?
I'm
Jared's
30.
You're 30 too.
I'm 30.
Okay, so we were the same. What were we, like 11?
Yeah.
When that
Yeah.
I thought.
Kill Switch at 11 years old.
I know.
Your life changes.
You're like, this
Yo.
is my curse.
And that was with Howard Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say Kill Switch foremost, and I got like my older brother bought me like a tab book, a Hall Leonard you know discog Kill Switch book. So that I just had all the tabs.
You're
I
like,
could
what the
ever-
fuck are you doing, Adam D? How the fuck
I
do you play this?
locked myself in a room, and I studied Kill Switch for like the first year of tuning my guitar down to drop C. And I told everyone to leave me alone, and I was all emo about it too. And my dad will probably agree because he had to deal with me all that time asking my guitar questions, but also refusing to let him hear me play. Yeah, Kill Switch, Parkway Drive, After the Burial, and then Acacia Strain, and we get into deathcore and some heavy stuff. And most recently, Peeled Flesh
Oh.
as Peeling Flesh is
Peeling-
Peeling Flesh.
Peeling Flesh
G-Code.
is huge in my friends
I just
group.
bought G-Code on
Nice.
vinyl. It was in the most weirdest place at the record store, so I had to buy it. And that is
Love
pretty
that.
much where I'm at, kind of slammy deathcore. But Kill Switch and August Burns Red, I forgot to mention.
Marianas Trench, one of the greatest records ever in history.
Okay.
Okay.
So for me, musically to start, and I'm thinking pretty deep here, but the first really heavy band I think I liked, well, the first heavy song I heard on the radio, I think everybody heard it on the radio. It was Headstrong by Trapped. If everyone, like, that was like the first song on the radio where somebody screamed. Like, it had to be.
The first one I ever remember growing up is Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
Okay, so that's
But
up
that's
there
like
too.
same. That's like
So that's there
Johnny
too.
Poole.
So
That's like same
too.
era though, right?
So I heard those two songs around the same time, and then in like 2005, I heard Mudvayne. I think Mudvayne first, Kill Switch around the same time. But I was really into the shock rock idea of like when Mudvayne had the paint on, and like I liked War, and I liked the theatrical side.
Between the
of
Buried and
the
Me,
show.
it was like making theater kids cool.
Yeah. And
It did. Guar, man.
you know, like bands like that just really pushed the envelope, influenced me not so much in the music that I play, but in the fact of how they entertain people and can captivate an audience and play music, but do more than that at the same time, which I find more interesting than just going up there and playing. That's why I roll around and jump on the crowd and try to find the highest thing I can to fucking God willing, there's an audience, you know, and
Full production.
Yeah, you got to put it on, and so. But as far as the music we play, bands that influence that, I still would kind of say Mudvayne and Slipknot and like Korn and like bands like that can be a root, but Killswitch Engage. But there's this band called Misery Signals that for 2 albums, they had this guy named Carl, 3 albums actually, had this guy named Carl Schuback, and his voice was just something like I'd never heard. It was just a fucking brick fucking wall, and I had already been screaming to like Devil Wears Prada and shit, and I could like get the highs, and like I love early Devil Wears Prada. I love that shit.
Same.
But yeah, like as far as that goes, that guy, I found what he was singing about and everything. Yeah, that was just like, that's so what I want to do. I want to be like that guy, but I want to do my own fucking thing. I want to be more kind of extreme about it somewhat. So that's it.
I do want to give you a compliment, and the whole band is great. I have to say, your harsh vocals are fucking awesome.
Wow. Thank you.
Obviously, there's a huge name change. You were formerly known as Alions. We talked about it a little bit before we hit click on the camera and on the mics. But what I don't know if it was just the pronunciation of it, or how long have you had that idea of changing names, and what made you finally pull the trigger?
Since I've been in the band, we were gonna change it. And I was begging them to change it.
You're like, I'll be Steve. Just please be 1,000 Mile Fall.
You can call me whatever you want.
Yeah, he was really like, hey, when are we going to change that?
Almost embarrassed.
He was always like, hey, we have to keep playing under that other name.
I was a temp bass player of Alions, but I am the bass player of 1,000 Mile Fall.
A coup from the inside.
Yeah, so that's awesome because so we've had this name in the tank. Like, we thought of this name, when we started making a new name, I think the final straw was, and when you really think about how long this has been, it's a pretty long time. 2023, so beginning of 2024, Disillusion got number 3 best-selling.
Thank you, everybody.
Record.
I remember
Thank
seeing
you.
that. Yeah, impressive
Proud
as
of that
fuck.
3, man.
But the most depressing part, and I do not blame anyone in the world for pronouncing our name wrong, like pretty much on the last few shows, like anybody would come up to us and they could say something that was like, hey, you guys are called the freaking Daily Show with Jon Stewart, and we'd be like, yeah,
It's right on your banner.
Yeah,
no,
that's
no
us.
problem. Like, yeah, like that's who we are, and we have 2 albums and they're selling great. Like, it doesn't really matter.
I think
Doesn't
it
really
was
matter
it
what
was
our
when
name is, I guess,
when Tom Green on 207 was like, I can't pronounce this band and I'm embarrassed.
Did that happen?
Yeah, and
That
but
happened?
yeah.
Shout out Tom Green,
It was
who is literate.
no, it's just he didn't want to do us an injustice, so he didn't want to mispronounce it, so he didn't want to say it.
So he
So
didn't even say it. He didn't even say the name. He was just like,
for me, that was it.
This is a good, number 3, great metal album. I listened to it. Sounds awesome. Can't say the name. And
What's their?
Not gonna
oh
try.
My God, what's
And-
their name?
And, like, what's funny is you can look back on our Instagram and you can literally see that moment. And if you don't understand, why we had to change it after that, like, I just can't explain it to you, because we had made so much progress and we had done, it seemed, everything we could do, because what we want to do is expand and go more places. And like, if you drive to North Carolina,
14
we
hours
did,
straight.
Crazy. Yeah, 14 straight,
Right
baby.
after
We went
our
fucking
show,
straight there. We played our show.
Yeah.
We get off at midnight and fucking load up the car, drive to North Carolina, load-ins at 3 o'clock the next day. 3 p.m.
Professional.
And then somebody says your name wrong.
Yeah, get it right.
There had to be conversations in the car sometimes, though, where you're like, all right, we got 12 hours left. What do you think they're going to call us?
There's a few ideas.
There's been some discussions where like it's like how long is it gonna take for who like to hear the name wrong? Who's gonna sometimes it'll be
it's like
right
make a
off the
bet.
bat. It's
Sometimes
like
it's right off the bat. The worst is that one time where we were playing in Massachusetts, and the promoter's doing everything he can. Great guy, fucking great job, but he announces us wrong first, like right away. He's like, "This is Aliens," and it's. I'm not saying this is anyone else's fault but our own, but
As someone outside the bubble, I just want to tell you, I'm glad you guys changed the name.
yeah, me too.
that's
And
one more person.
I'm really glad too, and
We're not aliens.
I think
Or
what we're
Alions.
gonna do-
Allegedly.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna release like a compilation of the original shit under the new shit, and just I have some mixes that haven't been put out, like the original mixes of Time Will Tell with like the original bass with Isaac, and I'm gonna talk to you about that before we do it. Hopefully it's gonna be cool. He's a great guy. But yeah,
Womp.
we got all these mixes that were either changed out or we changed something. So I'm thinking we're gonna do like compilation, just release the old shit so it's all in one place, because we don't want to forget the old shit, but the new shit we're making is definitely the best, hands down, musically. All of us are firing on all cylinders. Jared's playing this killer fucking bass. You can really hear it in the new record. Jesse's drums in the new record are just the best I've fucking heard him ever play, which they've always been incredible, but it's just on this record specifically.
Jesse put in the work
it
like for this
shows.
record. Like we all did our own part, but I would say like Jesse, Jared, John, me, like for like putting this.
Yeah,
this
dude.
music.
We really like played with our heart and soul and wanted to prove a point and do it for ourselves. But like I felt it and we're locked in.
Yeah, it's not just a
We're
name
locked
change.
in. It's not a name change. It's a lifestyle. It's an attitude change. We're all good friends. This is all like a good, exciting thing, and it's just like people pronounce our name easier. We'll be able to fucking.
It's a great name.
We have a new, like the whole rebrand, the new style, and I feel like, we're kind of stepping it up with what we're playing.
Well, I love the name. I love the art design, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, when I got that, I was like, yeah, this is it.
A guy who did the Leaf logo and the 1,000 Mile Fall logo is also the same guy who did the Time Will Tell artwork, original Alliance logo, and the Lightning Alliance logo, and the Disillusion album cover. He is our artist guy. His name's iPoet. You can find him online. He's done work for Shadows Fall and the Napalm
Death.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there on May 3rd at Wyndham Vet Center.
Yeah, man, the Wyndham Vet Center. We're playing with the Hailing Tides and Bearded Giant. It's gonna be a fucking
Two
awesome
haymakers
show.
of Axe, man,
So awesome.
coming in hot and heavy, and then you get to experience the sprinkle razzle dazzle
That's
of the
true.
newness.
The day after the EP drops.
Yeah, exactly.
And-
It's like you got to time it right. Like I think that's how the big ones do it, right? You just drop it, play a show, hit it out, go.
We're not just gonna put it out online without any promotion, because as you know, Mike, it costs a lot of money to record, and it takes a lot of time, and to even write the song, it takes a lot of fucking time. So it is really a labor of love, and I really appreciate all these guys so much. I really do, guys.
Thanks, John. We love you, man.
When you went into the process of creating this record, I am just curious, how long was that process, and how long did you take to record it? How long did it take to write? And also, besides that part of it, what does the record mean to you all, and maybe just in general?
It definitely started after we got back from tour with Disillusion. We were just kind of just right off, just coming up with new ideas, and some ideas that came out obviously didn't make it. We only picked 4 songs or 4 these big 4 ideas that kind of were good. A couple ideas were cherry picked from the past.
Okay.
Like on the EP, you're gonna hear like this on track 2. You're gonna hear this transition part that was cherry picked, and then we did have a lot of help from Josh. He was there when we were kind of formulating all these ideas.
Sure.
And then, of course, everything happened the way it did. And then we had to continue on to finish the ideas. And so from...
They really changed.
They changed a lot.
Yeah, like
They changed up.
Basically
Yeah.
what we started with when we went in the studio, it came out fucking completely different. He was like, well, basically you got to go home and kind of like change what you're doing because like the idea is just gonna flow better if you do something else. So we were like, yeah, you're right. So and this is Evan talking, so we're kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit, rethink how these songs are going, and then we go back and I don't know, we knocked it out in like 6 sessions. I don't know, but like
it was
we did have to go
definitely
back.
the recording. It was like kind of quicker, I feel, for like, I mean, kind of a quicker experience. Once we were done and waiting and paying, doing the whatever, that was different. But the whole process of it was like we came with ideas. We kind of had to change them a little bit on the spot just because now we're doing it this different way than we did last time. The more professional way, I guess you would call it.
We did like the pre-production stuff. We kind of like worked through some ideas and came out with like sharper ideas, and we've never really done that.
It's
like
usually
we just
print
do
it.
what we do.
Go in there, hammer it out, it's done.
It kind of changed a little as we were, coming up with it, and
I do feel like Evan was trying to get the best out
Also-
of us,
Yeah,
and
Evan
I
was
think
really
he
just
did.
pushing
I
us.
think
Also,
he did.
Jared's probably.
I mean, I don't
Jared
know.
did a great job on the session too.
I had
Came out great.
a few weeks to come up with bass lines actually, so I had to, I did. I'm happy with them. So
Good.
That's
That's great.
Out all right.
Really added,
All new
like
bass lines by Jared, by the way. He writes his own music. He's a musician.
Yeah.
the spice melange.
Oh, damn.
To continue with, we
Steve the Messiah.
agreed,
Oh gosh.
and to put it as like nice as possible, we agreed on the name change long before Jared was in the band. But once Jared became in the band, these 4 songs started to take their actual shape and go in the direction that we wanted them to. And now we went and recorded them. They came out fucking great. Like, I think the title track, Local Funeral, is arguably going to be our best song yet, because now having Jared in the band, because being a band for a long fucking time, you're a band for 7, 8 fucking years, it can become at times uninspiring. You can be, you get into a funk, dude. You can get into funks, man, and shit can get depressing.
The record, I felt pretty good like this time around. I ended up doing my parts like in an hour or whatever, which was like pretty fast.
Wow.
Pretty much
4
like,
songs?
Yeah, pretty much like one take.
You beat,
Like,
my,
just
you
a
beat
few-
my fucking time.
And
Because I just tracked 4 songs the other week.
and that was pretty much the craziest thing. And
Wow, you smashed them out, buddy.
yeah, and I actually felt good too, because like Evan, like he came in and he's like, "Yo, dude, give me a hug, bro." And he's like, "Yeah, you killed it," and that meant a lot to me.
Evan does a great job with all of the recordings, but like I think too, like every like recording guy has like their instrument as well. You know what I mean? Like Adam D from Killswitch, guitar, drum kind of guy.
Yeah.
Evan's a drummer guy, so like when I'm sitting there in the guitar chair, just like watching the drums go down, I'm like, because usually I'm trying to go to every studio session with these guys. And then I
It's
watch
the shit.
Yeah, and then I'm watching drummers do it, and I'm like, wow, man, I need to learn how to count. That's
Yeah.
really how I feel. And then Jesse cranks it out, and then we cranked out the whole EP. And like I said, really, Jesse put in a lot of work, and then Jared put in a lot of work. John's writing is phenomenal on this.
By the way, right here, Fucking, this is it right here. Local Funeral EP in stores on May 2nd and online May 3rd. And available at the CD release show.
Well, shit, it's been awesome talking to y'all. I've been Mike. This is Music Talks, and I'll talk to you soon. Music Talks is an independent program hosted by Mike Vale, produced and edited by W.T. Sheck, with music by Von Luck. You can find Thousand Mile Falls music on all streaming platforms, and you can watch them live April 26th at Lenny Fest and May 3rd for their EP release show at Wyndham Vet Center. A huge thank you to all of our listeners listening and all of our watchers watching.